Let's be real, job fairs aren't really exciting. There's a lot of small talk, there's a lot of booths, most of the time there's bad lighting, and still we as videographers have to deal with it. So today I'm gonna show you how I take boring corporate footage and turn it into an engaging and dynamic aftermovie using Blender, After Effects, some AI tools, and Premiere Pro. So I'm gonna take you through my editing journey, and without further ado, let's get into it. Now the first thing I would do if I would start a new project is to find the right music. So the music I chose is this song. Why did I choose this song? Well, it's a dynamic song, it's fast-paced, it's exciting, just mainly in general, and that's the feeling that we're going for in our final edit, so it fits perfectly. Now, the most important thing is we need this aftermovie to be 1 minute long, and as you can see, the track is 2 minutes and 16 seconds long. So one quick fix for this is you drag it onto your timeline, right-click, remix, enable remix, and now we have this target duration. We can just change this to be 1 minute, and Premiere Pro has fixed it. So let's have a listen and see if this fits our needs. These white brackets are the transitions between the song. And I mean, Premiere Pro does this perfectly. What I need to do now is I have my post-its here. I'm gonna write everything on here that has to be in the aftermovie, that's crucial for the aftermovie, so that I don't forget while I'm editing. So I have the post-it ready. Now, quick disclaimer. My way of working is not necessarily the way of working. I've noticed that I work in a particular way that a lot of people don't really approve, I guess. I've noticed that I personally really like working with the footage that I have in one folder, because I know what I have shot. I know what my footage looks like, and I shot it all with a reason. That just makes everything a lot easier. So first things first, I have these opening shots right here. I know a little later, I also took some shots that could work for the opening, like this one, for example. It's kind of like a flight through, I guess, in FPV mode with the gimbal. And I know I want to do something with this one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just create a base of the aftermovie. I'm just gonna throw some footage in there. I can always change everything later, but I just want to know how it's gonna look, how it's gonna flow, just so I can get a rough idea of what everything is gonna look like. Later on, we're gonna fix this all with sound effects and it's gonna flow a lot better, but for now, I'm just going for the overall storyline. One thing I'll always do is look for movements. So this shot is going like this, then I want the next shot also to go like that. The feeling I'm going for here is what the event would look like for a visitor, going for the experience, basically. Okay, so she gives the bag. Now another shot of someone receiving the bag. I don't want to take too much time of just the people arriving, because I mean, we only have 1 minute and there's a lot of stuff we can show. They had a supercar with their logo next to it, standing in the entrance. That's basically the first thing you see when you walk in. So that's the next thing that I'm gonna show. Okay, I'm gonna finish the foundation and then we'll talk afterwards. We got the basic edit done. This right here is the whole edit for now. This is my base and I'm gonna work on top of this. I am going to my color area and I'm gonna auto color corrects everything, just so I know this is the basis. Warp stabilizer has to be off, otherwise this doesn't work. Something I found out the hard way. I have made a lot of presets for myself. This one is my festival preset, which is basically a lot of LUTs mixed together to create basically my look. And to be clear, this is all temporary. We're gonna fix the color correction right at the end, just so everything fits together really nice. But this is just for me to get a vision of what the end product will look like. So now that we have this, I'm going to the few special shots in here that I want to do something creative with, and I'm gonna start with the creative stuff now. So for example, this one, I want to make the lion roar, and we're gonna use AI to do that. We're also gonna use After Effects to change the color of the bag, because they worked with different bags for the different kinds of educations. We're gonna do that with After Effects. Now to make the lion roar, there's a few different ways we could do that. We could create a PNG of the lion and then animate it ourselves. But the way I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna import this into an AI and then ask it to basically animate it. Okay, so the thing about my wild ideas is sometimes it doesn't work, so I just have to deal with it, sadly. But I mean, we have this effect, the color changing effect, which is good by itself, so I'm not gonna do anything else to it. Second idea, probably the most insane one. This shot, I want one of these flyers, the one you see on screen now. Those are the flyers that have separate colors depending on the separate education. So I want to have all of those change from education to education while it's falling through the screen, and I'm gonna use Blender to do so. That's probably gonna be one of the longest shots to make, but still, it's gonna be worth it, I think. Alright, so it has been 2 days since we made the Blender parts. I always think it's pretty important to sometimes just take a step back, watch your Aftermovie a few times to see if either you have some new ideas or if you're satisfied. And in our case, I am pretty satisfied with how it looks right now. So it's time for the refining parts. So what we're gonna work on now is creating some movement in our edits using zoom in, zoom out. Every single zoom in and every single zoom out has to have a reason. The purpose of this opening shot is to show the people how many people attended. Then we have an establishing shot that establishes the location. You can see that I just drag and drop this. The way you can do this is we have our scale. We make a keyframe in the beginning. Then, for example, to 130, you drag this to the end. You select these, you select this one, scale and the motion, save presets, and then you just press, then you just type in zoom in 100 to 130, and there you go. Now you can just drag and drop this onto any clip and it will have the same zoom in. So I'm gonna do this with every single shot and then we'll get right back to it. Now that we have done all of the zoom ins and zoom outs, it's time for the color correction. In the beginning we did the automatic color correction, which is nice. Now we're gonna refine everything. We're gonna make sure everything fits together really nicely, and it's gonna take some time. It's a necessary part. Alright, and now it's time for the final part, which is sound design. And there we go. That was my editing journey. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. I hope you guys learned something from it. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Enjoy the video.